Hello lovely people, how are we all? It's Sam back here again for another video. I thought we'd do like a mini bead haul today, and I thought I'd just quickly take you to have a quick look at the little bead fair that I went to a little while ago. Beads up north at Haydock Park, which is about an hour from where I live. So this is just a few of the strands that I that I picked up and spent way too much money. So we'll just quickly have a look through these, shall we? Let's have a look. It was a really, really nice little bead fair, actually. You know, some of them can be really, really big, can't they? And a bit overwhelming. This guy was small and perfectly formed, I would say. So let's hope the camera picks these colours up. So I got some tourmalines, which are pretty cute, aren't they? They're always worth having. And I liked the colour of these green ones. I think that's Azure Chrysocolla. Yeah, not one that I come across very often, actually. I'm not sure if I've heard of that one. We know what these are. These are gorgeous, aren't they? I think these are, yeah, 6mm. And I've got some Dalmatian Jasper here. I've got some earrings in mind for these little cuties. And what else did we come across? Look at these. Wow, these are gorgeous. I really like the colours of those. They're so springy and summery, aren't they? Look at those. How cute are those? Rainflower stone, 6x4mm rondelles. How gorgeous are they? Can you see those? Cool. And what else did we pick up? These are sweet too. And let's have a look. These are ocean jade. I mean, I know some of these are obviously going to be dyed, but who cares? I mean, you know, how cute are those? Look at the colours of those. What else did we get? Oh, I spent a bit of money on these because these are natural tourmaline, undyed. I absolutely love tourmaline. Not sure if the camera will pick that up because it's quite sunny in here today, and I'm not sure if the camera will bleach out some of these colours, but they're gorgeous. I like those. What else did we get? Rainflower stone again. I think these might be dyed, but I don't care. Look at the colours of those. 4mm. Beautiful, aren't they? Cute. And what else did we get? I like these. I think these are 4x2 turquoise. Aren't they gorgeous? And these are, I think they're probably reconstituted turquoise. They won't be natural turquoise stones as they come, because that would be extremely expensive. But I don't mind the reconstituted turquoise. They're quite nice. And what are these ones here? These are blue-green turquoise. Again, more than likely reconstituted. But they're such a nice colour. I think that turquoise and copper go together extremely well. How beautiful are they? What else did we get? Oh, these are nice, aren't they? These are agate, just literally simple little purple agates. Again, faceted, beautiful. Spent a fortune, and I did get a few bits and pieces to send over to the winner of my little giveaway. Now, I'm not going to tell you which ones I'm sending you, so it can be a nice surprise. I thought these were sweet. You get a few different ones in there. And how cute are these? Look at that, like little sweeties. And they're just little shell beads. I think shell beads are so cute. Actually, really, really cute if you've got granddaughters, daughters that like, you know, that kind of cute, sweetie-like jewellery. Cute, 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 cute. And what else did we get here? Again, another rainflower stone. I thought those were beautiful colours too, actually. And what are these? Maroon and mauve jade. Gosh, aren't they sweet too? Yeah, I got probably a lot more than I should have done. And these are just rainbow crystal. It's just crystal, dyed crystal probably, but I really liked the colours of these ones. Look at how cute they are. Beautiful. And just some little glass ones, which I think are really sparkly and sweet too. And I am a big fan of Preciosa beads. So I did, amongst other things, get, I think these are 8Os, yeah. 80 bead mixes. These are size 5 transparents, and the tutorial that's going to come after this, a little portion of video, I'm going to be making a bracelet using these guys, and a necklace using these guys. You know when you buy new beads and you get inspired to make something cute? They'll be coming, and I think these are, again, size 80. I love turquoise, as you probably gathered by now. So how cute is that? So when we were walking around the bead fair, again, it wasn't huge, which is fine. I think here in the UK, certainly, we don't do, you know, sort of craft fairs really as well as they do in perhaps the States or other countries that sort of celebrate crafts a little bit more than I think we do. Certainly bead making and things like that. And certainly because I live in the northwest of England, it's very, very hard to get down south, which is where they do a lot of larger fairs, if you will. So sadly for us in the north, we don't have a lot to choose from. But Haydock Park is a beautiful venue. It's a race course, a horse racing course, and they do functions extremely well. And I know the people that run this particular bead fair are really nice people, and they allowed me to film a few little bits and pieces in there. I think there were a few stall holders that didn't look particularly keen on me doing that, so obviously I respect their wishes. So I only really managed to get a few shots of these beautiful, beautiful beads. And I think when you look at this video, you'll think, wow, it literally was like being in a sweet shop, a child in a sweet shop. It was amazing. And I did obviously spend way too much money. So now I've given you a little bit of a look round. I'm going to clear all these guys away, and we're going to go through how to make some cute little links for bracelets and necklaces. So I'll be back in a second. So did we enjoy our little bimble around the bead fair? It was lovely. Like I say, very small, but perfectly formed. It was lovely. So being inspired by some beads that I purchased, I don't know if you guys notice, I have a bit of a theme that goes on with my jewellery. I do like the little seeds in between components and things like that, just because I think they look really elegant. So I'm going to show you today how to make this bracelet, which is beautiful, isn't it, on the wrist there. And you can use the same components to make necklaces as well. So again, the beads that I picked up at the fair, I've used to make this gorgeous necklace. And these gorgeous, gorgeous links are really, really easy to make, literally based on the figure of 8. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to make these. Okay, so let's have a look what we need. So to make the components themselves, you're going to need 1.25, I believe that to be 16 gauge. I will just double check and put it in the comments for you, or here on the actual film. 1.25 millimeter wire. You're going to need 0.8 millimeter wire, which I think is 20 gauge. Again, I will double check for you. Just move this out of the way. You will need, as always, what I call the usual suspects, which is your flush cutters, your round nose pliers. Again, as always, if you're proficient in your round nose, then please go ahead and use those. My steps are 2 to 9 millimeter increments, in case you needed to know that. So the measurements that I use today are based on this particular plier. And then your 2 favourite chain nose pliers. I have these 2, I use them all the time, and these were quite expensive and these were really cheap. So, you know, I suppose it depends on what you like, doesn't it? I'm sure you guys have favourite tools. What are we like? And you'll need a ruler just to measure out your lengths. Now for these little components here, I like to flatten them just because I think it sits, you know, quite nicely on the wrist, and I do like a bit of texture with things. So in order to do that, you will need your basic chasing hammer and your bench block. If you choose not to, then that's obviously absolutely fine, but I like to put a bit of flattening and work hardening onto the metal. Okay, so I think that's all you need apart from your beads. So I'm today going to be using, because I'm going to make a bracelet to match this guy here, I'm going to be using size 5, which I think is 50, I think that means 50, cream seed beads by Preciosa, but you can use anything you like, absolutely anything you like. Okay, so I'm going to clear the table away and we'll get going, so I'll see you in a second. So we're back and hopefully we're ready now. We've got all of our equipment and all of our beads and everything ready. So to make each one of these, for each component here, you're going to need 2 figure-of-8 links, and they do have a bit of movement in them, which I like. I like, you know, a bit of movement and fun in jewellery. Okay, so for each one of these, you're going to need to take your 1.25mm wire. Again, I think that's 16 gauge, but I will just double check. Just give it a bit of a straighten. And it's like with most things that we do, just flush cut the end, just for neatness. And each one of these takes 5 centimeters of wire. Okay, so we'll cut 2 lengths at 5 centimeters. Okay, there we go. Let's get that out of the way. So here's our 2 lengths of wire. Okay, so basically what we're doing is we're making 2 figure-of-8s. I'll just leave that there. So you come in with your stepped pliers, and I use, for this length of wire, the second step. So you place it right at the end so you can't feel it, and just using your thumb, wind it round like so. So you have this P shape here. Then you come in with the 5th step, okay, and butting the P up against the plier so that the P hoop faces you. Bend your wire round over the top. So you have this ampersand shape, like an and shape, or a little snowman that's waving hello, whichever you like. Okay, now the reason we have a little bit too much wire left over is because when you're bending it round, it's incredibly difficult on your fingers. If you try it with a shorter length, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so you will have a slight touch of excess on these guys, but you know what, your fingers will thank you for it. Okay, the reason why I say this is because I have arthritis in my fingers and I've tried the shorter lengths and it hurts. So the measurements that I'm giving you are based around the fact that, you know, a lot of us have issues with our dexterity. So chop that little end off just where this arc is here. Okay, so you're making essentially a figure-of-8. We've made figure-of-8s before. Okay, so just do that one more time with the other one. Second step, and place it in your plier, wind it round like so. Oh, come off. So you have a P shape. 5th step on your plier, so the P loop is facing you like so. Again, wind it round your plier, rotate your plier if you need to, so that we have this shape here. You see just how that crosses over? Just there. And just here is where we want to be cutting. Okay, so come in with your cutters with the flat edge facing upwards so that you get a nice flush cut on this side here. Watch your eyes as always. and just pop that little, so you're not getting an awful lot of wastage there. Okay, so you come in with your chain nose and just straighten everything up a little bit. Okay, so that you have these two lovely figure of 8s. Now if you wanted to, you could just go ahead and use these guys as is, but I like to give them a bit of a hammer. So all we're doing is basically popping the larger hoop over the smaller hoop over the large. Can you see that? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a few more of these, and you make as many as you like for a necklace or whatever, but these, we'll just need 6 of these, okay, because we're going to be replicating this. Okay, so I'll see you in a second when we've got all of these. If you choose to hammer them, give them a light tap. Again, I choose to hammer them because it gives them a little bit more stability, work hardens them. Okay, so I will come back to you when we've got 6 of these guys. So I'll see you in a few. So how have we done, guys? You should now have 6 of these little beauties. Now, when you're hammering them, obviously don't forget that wire, when it hardens, it does sort of open up a little bit like this. Okay, so if that's the case, literally all you need to do is to come in with your original size of plier and just literally bend things back into place. Okay, back into place, and just give things a little wiggle around until those little ends there meet to make a neat little 8. Okay, so there's our little components. Right, so the next thing we need to do is to create these little wire wrap components, these little stations in between. Beautiful. Like I said, I'm going to be replicating this necklace to make a set for a friend of mine. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring out our beads, which are here, and our 0.8 millimeter wire. Okay, so I tend to use the second step on my plier for these links, these stations here, mainly because I think it fits around these components quite nicely with a bit of movement. Okay, you don't want them to be too tight. Okay, so because of that, you need a relatively decent length of this wire because you're fitting 3 beads in between, and then you've got a larger loop. So I suggest you use, I go for about 8 centimeters, possibly even 9 centimeters, okay, of your 0.8 millimeter wire, about this kind of length. So what we do now is to put our chain nose about, I don't know, just over 1/3 of the way down, make a right angle like so, and then come in with the second step of your plier and place it here. This is just a basic wire wrap loop, so if you don't need to learn how to make this, guys, because this is obviously a beginner friendly tutorial, just fast forward this part if you guys who know how to make these. So you bring the wire towards you like so, rotate your plier like so, and then cross that wire over to make your loop like so. All right, so come in with your first 2 components. Now you want to have these guys crossed over, so put the smallest end on first, pull it into place, pops into place nicely, okay? And then on top of that, you want to put the larger hoop. So on there. Okay, so can you see how it's now attached but crossed? Okay, so I use my needle nose for this part here just because it's easier to get in there to hold that hoop securely. And that noise is my dog coming across the kitchen floor. Honestly, he's getting to be a superstar, is this dog. Hello, Glory. So take your second pair of chain nose, wind underneath as close as you can, neatly. One rotation, two, and then back under. So it essentially looks like you have 3 wraps there. Okay. So as you can see, they're nicely attached now with a very, very neat wire wrap loop there. Okay. So all you need to do then is to snip the end off and just come in with your pliers and just smush everything down so it's nice and neat and tidy. Okay, so there we go. So that's our first 2 little components. Now then, we want to come in with our beads. So I'm just going to take 3 at a time out because they will go everywhere. In fact, actually, one of my subscribers, can't remember who you are, I'm so sorry because I've had a lot of comments recently with my giveaway, but she did suggest getting resin coaster molds, little sort of I don't know, rubber or silicone, probably they are, little coaster molds that you can put your beads into, like a shallow tray, and it was genius. So I've actually bought some of those this afternoon and I'm waiting for them to be delivered. So thank you so much. I'm sorry I can't remember your name, but you're an absolute genius. So there you go, tip for everybody. So there we go. So we put our beautiful little beads on there. And that noise you can hear is it's now starting to rain in my conservatory. Okay, so we place the pliers like so in the same direction as this loop here. Okay, so we want them all to go in the same direction. Again, put an angle like so. Second step of our plier towards you, like so. Rotate and back over. All right, so we're going to seal this one without components on. So we go round, wire wrap and wrap. Okay, and then just cut off this little bit of excess. Like so. I hope you guys don't mind the sound of raindrops. Typical British weather. It was sunny about 10 minutes ago and now the sun's gone in and it's decided it's going to rain. Typical British weather. Okay, so that's our first little component attached. Okay, so I'll do another one, just a wrong one, with your 0.8mm wire, just to show you. Again, guys, if you know how to do this, just fast forward. Okay, so cut off a decent length. And about 1/3 of the way down, make an angle. Come in with your second step of your plier, like so. Rotate, like so. Okay, so this little part here, slightly more delicate you need to be, because we need to fit both of these components into that hoop there. So it takes a little bit of, you know, gentle teasing, I think. If you pull it too hard, you're going to distort this hoop here, okay? So do this bit gently. Both of the loops of these components here, bring them down, and holding this wire and this wire nice and sort of tightly in your fingers, gently. Did you see feel that you didn't feel it, obviously. What am I talking about? Did you hear that? Did you hear that pop into place? Okay, so can you see? Right, so in with your needle nose, or your chain nose, but needle nose is easier. And again, wire wrap. So around once and twice, and then back under. Oh, my dog's snoring again, guys. I'm so sorry. Snip off. And again, come in and just tidy that up, smush it down so it's nice and neat. Okay, so can you see how that's now attached? So we'll come in for some more beads. 3 of these little beauties. Pop them onto your wire. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. And then again, we just want to close that off with another loop. So hold it there. We want to be bending this wire in the same direction as this loop here. So about there. Bend, like so. In with your second step. And round. Rotate your pliers and then back round again with your next loop. Okay, so in we come with our next guys here. So as with before, small loop on, large loop on. Okay, so that they are connected. Again, come in with your pliers, wiggle these little guys out the way, and wire wrap. Round and around. Okay, and a little bit too much waste there, but never mind. And secure this little sharp section here with your plier. So you literally just come in and give that a smush down. So that's 2 of our components attached. Okay, so do that so that you have another beaded section here, and then more components, and then another beaded section. Okay, and then we'll meet back. See you in a sec. And we're back, guys. So how are you getting along? And I have made these 3 little component units. Okay, and on either side of each of these component units, I'm going to have 2 of these beaded stations. Okay, 1 and 2. Component, 1, components, 1, components, and then 1 and 2. But the last one, I'm going to be attaching my little simple shepherd's hook clasp. Okay, and you can use whatever clasp you like. So I'll just go ahead and just do this final piece here. Just for the sake of argument. Probably sick of seeing me doing wire wrap loops now, but never mind. So we go round. I'll just do it quite quickly this time, because you know how to do these now, don't you? Okay, and attach the last unit on, and give that a wrap around 2 and underneath. Very quickly this little part, just so I can show you how to put the last beads on and the clasp. Okay, I'll get these all out of the way. So 3 last beads, 1 and 2 and 3. I'll get rid of those now. Okay, so that's your, can you see that? 2 and then 1 in between each of the components. So again, just come in and angle Second step of my plier, as always, consistency. Wind it round, rotate. Okay, so we now have this open loop. So come in with whichever clasp you prefer to use. I like these because they're nice and simple. Pop it on. Okay, pop it onto the loop. And then it's literally just a case of finishing this guy off with the final wrap. And there we go. And literally just smush that last guy into place. And there you have it. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really simple again. Again, perfect for the beginner. And how gorgeous does that look? Okay, and obviously this is for a friend of mine who's a little bit more slender than me because that's quite tight on me, although it probably would fasten. But look, you can use that little end loop there. If you choose to put a jump ring on, that's entirely up to yourself, but there you go. How gorgeous is that, to match the necklace with the smaller components. Okay, so I hope you have fun making those, and let me know how you get on in the comments. And it's lovely as always to have you guys here. It's an absolute treat. Okay, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.